Hello world! Welcome back to the weekly challenge. This is a series I haven't actually done in a while. But the weekly challenge for this past week on the forum was pretty interesting, so I figured I might as well go ahead and try it out. The challenge is solar probe. You have to send a probe to impact the sun. I, of course, am going to be doing the hard mode, which is to send a probe that doesn't have engines to impact the sun with... Okay, hold on. Have a crewed ship with an attached probe, send the probe that doesn't have any engines with it to impact the sun, and return the crew back to Kerbin safely. So this is obviously a resounding challenge. It's not a feat until I do it. But I figure I might as well go over my plan with you guys before we get started. So let's go out to the map view. So, in order to actually get to the sun, we have to kill... Oh, excuse, I'm getting some frame rate lag right now. Oh my gosh, okay. Alright, okay. There we are. Alright, so, in order to get our probe to impact the sun, we have to kill all our angular momentum. So, right now we are moving along with Kerbin at about 9,000 meters per second around the sun. We have to kill that relative speed, and we have to kill that relative speed to impact the sun and somehow get it back. Now, if we were doing it from here, we would have to kill all 9,000 meters per second. And although my ship is pretty powerful, I think the payload only has a delta V of around 8,000. I think this payload only has a delta V of around 8,000 meters per second. So we're going to have to find a better way to do things here. Now what's going to happen is, what my plan is at least, is I'm actually going to go out into a higher orbit and then burn retrograde to kill my angular momentum from a higher orbit. Because, as you see, for example, let's go to Joule. Joule only has a angular momentum velocity of only 4,000 meters per second. So obviously, when you're higher out, it takes less energy to orbit the sun, and which means it takes even less energy. Well, it's less energy you have to kill in order to impact the sun. So we are going to go out to a higher orbit, kill all our horizontal velocity, drop the probe, and then regain all our horizontal velocity and somehow find a way to get back to Kerbin. Now, how are we going to get back to Kerbin? Well, I have a plan for that. Let me just get out my little quick note that I took here. So Kerbin orbits at an altitude of about 13.338 billion meters. So if you take that semi-major and do all the math and all that stuff, semi-major axis and the orbital period, and do all the math, if you have an orbit with a periapse of 13.338 billion meters and an apoapse of 29, it's somewhere between the orbit of Duna and Dres, of 29.557 billion meters, your orbital period will be exactly twice. Your orbital period will be twice that of Kerbin's, which means in the time that it takes you to go out to your apoapsis from periapsis, Kerbin will have completed one orbit, and to get from your apoapsis back to your periapsis, Kerbin would have completed another orbit, and you will, if you time it right and you hit the right altitude, you will come back to Kerbin right as it's hitting the same point it originally was in its orbit. So, we are going to launch from Kerbin, and push our aphelion, which is our apoapsis in our solar orbit, up to around 29.557 billion meters, kill all horizontal velocity, drop the probe, and then push back our periapsis until it reaches Kerbin's altitude again, and we should get an intercept with Kerbin once again. I know for sure that I can achieve the impact of the probe, impacting the probe on the surface, as far as getting my crew back safely to Kerbin, that's an entire another challenge in itself. So, here is the vehicle that we have. It's pretty simple. I just have a quick Stay Putnik core at the top with some solar panels. I also stuck a thermometer and a gravioli detector on the top there, just to do some science. Why not? The stage that's going to do most of the interplanetary work is this central double-length fuel tank with the nuclear engine underneath. I also have 3 radial drop tanks. They're extra fuel tanks that can be dropped off once they're empty, and they're connected via fuel line. And on bottom here, I have just a vehicle to get it into orbit. However, they're all mainsails, so I'm actually gonna lock the gimbal in the central one. Otherwise, we'll simply shake ourselves to death. And so I guess that's all I have to talk about. So let's just get started, shall we? Let's turn on our SAS, push the throttle to, let's say, 60%, and launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, I'm getting some lag. Let me face this guy here. And I am an idiot. Hold on. Before we get too excited here. Whoopsie daisy. I forgot to, okay, this is gonna take a second to restart. But I had forgotten to make sure all my engines launch at the same time. So let me click on this engine and just drag it over into this group so they all launch together. You know, to get some extra thrust out of that. So once again, throttle up to about 2/3. Let's face the sky when you launch this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're very powerful, probably too powerful. I'm gonna lower the throttle by a lot. I'm very sorry if you can't hear me right now. These engines are kind of loud. I'll try to zoom out, I guess that would help. Not too much. I still want to see the rockets. This is gonna be tough, because once the outer rockets run out of energy, I would literally have 1/5 of the thrust. So I'm gonna have to throttle up basically all the way in order to gain my speed back in time. Right now my thrust to weight ratio is probably a bit too high. That's no problem. And they're about to run out, so let's just throttle up and drop those guys. Okay, we good? Are we good? Yes, we are. Okay, we're still probably just going too fast. Alright, let's start our gravity turn. Oh boy, this thing's a pain in the neck to turn over. Especially since I have the gimbal locked. I don't want to do a too shallow of a gravity turn, because then I will run out of fuel before I get into space. You have to be careful about that. It seems that I'm launching at about the right time of day. Let's keep an eye on all our resources going on here. Okay, we can start turning just a little bit more. Because, yeah. Alright, let's just coast to apoapsis at this point. How much fuel do we have left? Oh, we still have a good amount. So let's see, we have about half of our second tank. Pretty good. By the way, I know I could be using the orange tank, but if you use the gray tanks, you are less likely to overheat for some reason. I'm not sure if they fixed that, if it was a bug in the first place, and if it was a bug, if they fixed it. But it's just become habits of mine to not to use the orange tanks. Plus, this is a fairly simple rocket, so I don't have to worry about saving parts. There we go. That should be good. Ooh, we're in space, folks! Alright. Alright, I'm gonna have to apply some thrust in order to actually get my ship to turn over. Just the slightest bit will do. Alright, full speed ahead! Alright, there we go. I did even better than my maneuver node told me to. Alright, so now let's set up that maneuver node and get our aphelion to... What was the number again? I gotta check it again. Did the math on the bus earlier. 29,577,000,000 meters and change. So let's set our maneuver node here. Pa-pa-da. Okay. Alright. 29,577,000 kilometers. Should be somewhere around not there. Around here? Not here. Around here? Now a little more. Warmer. 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 Okay, close. 577. 352. 428. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit low. Okay, before I do anything, good God, this music is so loud. I usually play with it off, and excuse that. Anyway. Okay. Alright. So what did I take us? Yeah, I want to aim a little bit low because the act of burning retrograde and subsequently speeding up our orbital period and then having to kind of undo that is gonna take some time. So our orbit will end up being... Wait, is that what I want to do? Am I thinking backwards? Yes, I am thinking backwards. I want to aim above it because my orbital period ends up being higher than I want it to be. Yeah, faster than I want it to be because I have to slow down at one point. Okay. So, this burn is going to take 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Wow. Thank God for physical time warp. And for you guys, thank God for the fact that I can edit that out. Alright, so when do we want to start? It's gonna take like 5 minutes. Let's start at T-minus 3 minutes, because this has a tendency to be wrong. And I don't think I really want to be burning at 100% thrust for 5 minutes anyway, for fear of overheating. So let's just kind of fine-tune our business here. Might as well open up our solar panels. Might as well, there's no harm in that. And, yep, let's get started. One of my favorite things about the maneuver node system, it's not that I wouldn't be able to figure this thing out myself, it's just that because of the maneuver node system, I'm able to actually pay attention to the nav ball instead of trying to juggle looking at the nav ball and the map screen. So how off was I? Let's just get rid of the maneuver node. Uh, 29. Okay, like I said, I do want it to be a little higher than 29,577. So let's just do. By the way, folks, I forgot to explain what I'm actually doing here. Well, I explained it. The fact that, you know, I have less, you know, it takes less delta V, takes a smaller change in velocity to kill my horizontal velocity when I'm further out than when I'm closer in. This is called a bi-elliptical transfer. It's in some cases it can actually be more fuel efficient than a normal Hammond transfer, which is one you would normally do to, you know, for example, get to Duna. or the moon. You know, that's a fairly normal altitude change maneuver. But in some cases, the bi-elliptical is more efficient because of the reasons I described, basically. And though the initial burn is more than it normally would be, it still ends up being less delta V overall. So, I guess now all we have to do is get to our apoapsis and wait. Before I get too ahead of myself, let's zoom out. No, I don't want to. I just want Kerbin. No, I don't want to add a maneuver. Oh, this is going to be... They're going to make this difficult on me, aren't they? Kerbin. No, not moon. Kerbin. Not moon. Come on. Kerbin. Kerbin. Not moon. God damn it. Kerbin. Okay. No! Why can't I set it as a target? God damn it. God damn it! I want Kerbin to be my target. Why can't Kerbin be my target? Damn you! No! Let Kerbin be my target. Ah, game. Gosh darn it, game. Let me not set it as my... Okay, it's not my target. Do I have a target? I do have a target. What the heck is my target? Oh, come on! Okay, let's just set Duna as my target, and then unset it as my target. That way I have no target. Perfect. Anyway, we'll figure that out when we're trying to get back to Kerbin. Let's focus on the Marianne ship for now. Alright, I'm gonna just skip time until we're at our apoapsis. I will see you when I'm out there. Which might take a while. Alright, can I set Kerbin as a target now? Yes, I can, thank God. As you can see, we are pretty close. Not a bit faster than I thought we would, and that's kind of interesting. Not how I thought it'd turn out. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, let's unset that, because that's only going to bug me later. Here's an idea, squad, if you're watching. Which I know you're not, but in case you are, squad, here's an idea. When I set a maneuver node, I should be able to warp to that maneuver node. I also, you know how they have little markers where it says apoapsis? I guess they could do it. You know how you have all these markers that you're giving us? Why not have two options? You can click, it'll say add maneuver, and underneath it'll say warp to this point. I think that'd be a cool little feature. And it kind of would fit in. It would only be adding on to the UI that we already have, so it wouldn't take a lot of new UI. And it kind of fits in with the theme of the game. I don't think it's too OP to be able to, you know, warp to my maneuver node automatically. Alright, so let's set this up. It's gonna take a heck of a lot of Delta V, folks. Holy cow. You know, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna see. I guess now it'll show us in game. Once it impacts the surface, the periapse marker will disappear. So yeah, it takes a lot of Delta V. Guacamole! Guacamole? Holy guacamole! Come on! Coming in on 4,000 Delta V. Oh wow, I have an Eve intercept. That's pretty hilarious. I'm gonna like crash directly into it. Wow, 50 million meters. That's pretty close. I'm gonna zoom in on the sun so I can see the periapse. Is the periapse below the surface? No, it's not. It's pretty darn close though. Come here. No, I don't want to add a maneuver. Let me click on the maneuver I already made. Come on, game. Don't screw me over like this. Oh, come on, man. Dude. not cool. I don't want to add a maneuver. Why are maneuver nodes so annoying? This needs to be fixed in a patch or something. Come here, boy. There you go. There you are, mates. Alrighty. Oh, the altitude is above the surface, right? It's not showing my actual distance from the core. It's showing my altitude above the surface. So I can just zero that out to know exactly when. 5 million meters. Wow, that's close. There it goes. It disappeared. Alright, I guess it's whatever. We burn a little bit more than we need to. So, 4,000 meters per second of delta V. Wow, that is a lot. Alright, so let's come in on this maneuver node. I'll see you on there. There we are. And full speed ahead, folks. And I will stay in the main view so I see whether or not I overheat. I also should pay attention to how much fuel I have in these tanks, because I want to drop them when I'm done. I actually don't know if we can make it. I'm thinking about it right now, and my ship has about 8,000 meters per second of delta V. I'm an idiot. This ship doesn't have enough delta V. It can't make it. Oh man. Alright, what can I do to fix that? Oh man, I didn't think this through all the way, did I? Because our ship only has 8,000 delta V about. Maybe close to 9,000. Either way, we're cutting it very close, because it took about 1,300 to get out here. This has taken about 4,000. And then we're going to have to pick that speed back up, so that's going to take another 4,000. And then we have to actually, come in and land on Kerbin, which, that's going to take a while. I mean, I could, definitely, use aerobrake to help that along. I do have 2 parachutes, so I could probably just go straight in for a landing, but it's gonna be tough. It's definitely gonna be tough. Alright, 0, let's just drop those. I wish I still had my Kerbal Engineer on my ship, because I would like to know how much delta V I have. In all honesty, I actually think this stage has about 5,000 delta V, like with once the boosters are dropped, it has about 5,000 delta V. So, if that's the case, we don't have enough. Quite simply, if that's the case, we're screwed. But we can always change our plan a little bit, because I believe it doesn't say anything about it has to be the same ship that returns to Kerbin. I just have to return the crew to Kerbin. And if that's the case, I could always bring a rescue craft out. I don't know, that might be what I have to do. Maybe I'll, instead of going all the way back up to Kerbin, I'll try to get a rendezvous with Eve, right? Which should take, be easier. Around Eve, I can aerobrake, and then all I have to do, as if that's simple, then all I have to do is do an interplanetary rescue mission. To get my crew back, it's no problem, man. Come on, interplanetary rescue missions, that's a piece of cake. I can do those in my sleep. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm screwed. Oh, folks, I just had an awesome, wonderful idea to save the amount of fuel I'm using. About 0.8 meters per second, to be exact. Or is it 0.8? It's either 0.8 or 8. Let's say it's 8. If it is 8, that's still nothing, but, the actual ejection force of the... of course my words fail me now. The decoupler, the actual ejection force of the decoupler, will give some momentum to the craft. If we do that, instead of burning that distance, I could do that and then return the, then that saves 8 total delta V or 0.8 delta V or whatever The ejection force is ×2 delta V. There's my intercept with Eve. No, that doesn't help. I was thinking like, oh, maybe. It might help. I do know I have an easy way to get to Eve though, so that's useful. If I do, man. Okay, I'll make a save file. Wait, I'm coming in. Okay, oh, there it is. I have my intercept. I'm going to crash into the sun. All right. That took about 2/3 of this tank. Oh my god, I'm probably screwed. But here's what I'm thinking. Oh, okay. Let's focus before we focus on saving our poor Kerbal. Poor Jebediah. Oh, this is a new save file, so it's Jebediah. No, not that one. That is not what I want to do. I wanted to decouple this one. Goodbye, probe. Goodbye. Okay, let's not waste time. Let's not waste time. Okay, I'm just like... I'm very unsure if we can make it back. But, let's just waste no time whatsoever. I don't know what this is doing here. Get out of here, maneuver node. Because I'm already on a collision course with the sun. If I'm... I should have saved before I did that, just in case I'm not. Because if I'm not... Oh my god, I would be pissed. Right, there's no periapse marker, so that means I'm gonna crash. Right? I couldn't have missed the sun. I mean, missing the sun in itself, that's a feat to be beheld. Alright, either way, I have no time to dilly-dally. It is time to try... Alright, first let's save. Be smart. Quick save. Let's be smart, unlike we have been being. And put our little what do you call them, thing down. Alright, let's see how much it would take. Let's set Kerbin as our target. Come here, maneuver node. Where are you? Come here, buddy. How much would this take? Oh, we had it for a second. We had something. Okay, how much is this? 70, okay. Alright, let's just do that as our first burn. Because if we can do that, and still have a tiny little bit of fuel left, then we might be able to make it back. So how long is this burn gonna take? 7 minutes and 2... 7 minutes and 2 seconds. You know what, it's so close, I might actually benefit from making sure I'm burning at my apoapsis, like perfectly at my apoapsis. Because as of right now, where is my apoapsis? My apoapsis is a ways away. Oh my god, it's so close. Oh my god. Okay, let's... do I want to? Yeah, let's make a new... Let's get rid of this guy. And I want to make sure I'm burning at my apoapsis. Because every second counts at this point. So, let's get that intercept set up again. Wait, wasn't it only... It was less delta V than that! What's going on here? Wait a second, am I getting gypped? Am I getting gypped? Did I just make a horrible move? I did just make a horrible move. I'm an idiot. Screw you, maneuver nodes. I'm gonna do it by hand. The old-fashioned way. I'm kicking it old school, folks. Maneuver nodes are only trying to deceive me. And I probably just made a mistake in not doing that. Okay, let's see if I add a maneuver node closer to me. Does it actually make it easier to... Doesn't make sense. Holy crap, it does. Yeah! Okay, okay. Forget the maneuver node still. I'm just gonna do it by hand. I have no idea what sort of science is going into play here. But I think I'm gonna run out of fuel before I can make it. Pretty sure that I am not gonna make it. Shoot! Plan B!